Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab, in the book. I'm doing some Theban theology for you. I got a nice little lesson. I want to talk about God and the Theban concept of God. So we're going to talk about that. Rightism, let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not, is simple. So you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these verses reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and two, might be true. Excuse me. We've been going through this. I've been doing the Egyptian yoga. I'm slide over here to my dude. Okay, this is the Theban theology about Amun. That's the one you see with the tall hat, the two plumes. This is what we call the Nebuchadnezzar. That's God in all. They call it the all-encompassing. He have all the bells and whistles. Okay, he symbolically represents everything that you see in that picture. And this is a flip side to that. This is you mastering yourself. But all this is conceptual. But you look at the difference, and every one of them pictures has a meaning. And I'm going to break a couple of them down for you right quick. First, let's get you the introduction. All right, right thinker, let's go. The wisdom of ancient Egypt has long fascinated the world. How? Due to the massive structures and the plentiful inscriptions telling of a vast culture which was capable of unimaginable feats of engineering, while at the same time being spiritually rooted. We were known as the most spiritually people on the earth. When people came into our mix, they said we were the most spiritual people. Okay, rooted in spirituality. Now, the spiritual roots of ancient Egypt were the backbone of the society in every aspect. Everybody did what they should have done. We had crime, but it wasn't out of control. Everybody pretty much was accountable, and we lived in what we consider harmony. Right now, they got the government about to send troops into towns and cities, getting out of control. But in the ancient times, we had a few things figured out, all right? And the strength, this is one important thing, the strength that came from the spiritual knowledge, being spiritually aware, serving a higher power, was the force that engendered the creation of the most spiritually advanced society in our history. I went to Egypt to get what they used to reach that level. I've been practicing it for 30 years. In part one, this is part two, the Egyptian yoga. I got that book. In part one of this volume, in this volume, part one, this we at right now, it's the introduction, and this going to tell you about the hymns to Amun. Everybody had prayers and did hymns to Amun, which was their god at that time in Thebes, all right? So, hymns to Amun. This work will provide a basic understanding, not total, but a basic understanding to get you understanding of what we refer to as the Theban theology, the religious concepts. It will also provide an introduction to the mystical philosophy in which they practiced in ancient Egypt, through the philosophy as it was practiced in ancient Egypt, the city of Waset, Nut, or also known by the Greeks as Thebes. Today we call it Thebes. Before the Greeks came in, it was Waset. Thebes is the Greek name. Egypt is the Greek name. I get a little offended by that, but yeah. But that's how that white man come and change the name. You tell me your name is one thing, he can call you something else. Calm down. Get to the lesson. All right. But in Thebes, by the Western countries, before entering into this introduction, the hymns of Amun, we must first give you a breakdown of some basic principles. Again, we were based on principles and philosophy of the ancient Egyptian they practiced, so it was a religion and mythology. I just got finished eating guys this morning. If you read the Bible and think it's literal, you're a fool. I'll leave that there. It's all mythological, allegorical philosophies and principles that you can learn and master and live by and manifest for yourself. That's what makes it truth. Then you will need to have gained a basic understanding of the period of time in which the ancient Egyptians lived and who they were as a people. I consider myself an Egyptian. I know the art. I know a lot about Egypt. Okay, simple as that. I consider myself an Egyptian. Why? Because I practice their philosophy. Excuse me. Waset was the city of ancient Egypt that was named Thebes by the Greeks. I just told you that. Who knew it also as, what's this? Theophilus, which means the heavenly city. They name what they want. They give you a name. That's what it is. No, we know what it is. You can't tell us who the hell we are, but moving on. But they also had another name for it, meaning heavenly city. Thebes is the city that identified, watch this, the Bible, the Old Testament. Y'all was in Thebes at that time. Why? Because Thebes is considered the no city. Okay? No Amun, city of Amun. Anu, city of Ra. Ptah, city of Ptah. We had three gods. I'm about to get to that next. And every god has its own section. Thebes worship Amun. Anu represented Ra, and Ptah represented Ptah. So they all had their own place that they would worship, and they didn't have a problem with that. We had it all figured out. Moving on. So what's this? Hence the three gods in one. Amun, hidden, Ra, visible, Ptah, manifest. That's the Trinity of God. If you tell me the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, I'm going to slap the taste out your mouth. It means nothing. That's your nonsense. It don't mean a damn thing. Why? I ain't got time for that. Get back to the lesson. So, no, it don't mean the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I'm going to tell you how it means right here. I get to it. I'm teaching. Let me do my thing. I got you. All right, where we at? Okay. Now, they said that Ptah. All right, we're there. In ancient Egypt, Waset was synonymous with what they call the beautiful West. West is where you went after you passed the scales of Mayat to rest in the bowl with God for the rest of your life, eternity. Everybody didn't go to the West. Westerns was those who lived right in this life and passed the scale, ended up in the West. All the pharaohs were buried in the West. That's where God resides. When Ra wake up in the morning, come up, go across the sky, he go down the night into the underworld, that's the West. He's in the West. Hence sunset. All right? But they call it the beautiful West, or now for the mystical city where the supreme being in the form of Amun, Ra Ptah, or Asar, the first physical body from matter to physical was Asar. Thus, the West was the highest goal of every human being. Why? Because it was the place where unity with what? God is the possible, and where the supreme peace and bliss can be experienced for what? Eternity. That's the beauty part. And that's what the Christians got. I get the concept. Y'all just present it different. But it's the same thing. Okay, where we at? Eternity. In much the same way as the sun is born, what? In the east. The story goes, Newt swallows the sun in the west, give birth to him in the morning in the east. That's another story. But the sun rises in the east and where? Sets in the west. And every human being, philosophically, metaphorically, was this, seen as a traveler in life. You're born into this plane, a level of existence, according to the Masons. And everybody becomes what? A traveler in space and time. He or she comes into this world for a human experience. We are spiritual beings here to have this human experience for a reason. And human experience, and one day this physical body will die. In the hopes of reaching the West, where God resides, is all in how you live while you was alive. Why? Because your heart will be light as my feather at judgment day, and you going to the West. If not, you going to reincarnate. Moving on. And watch this. In the form of the sun disk, which is represented by Ra, also ends up where? Each day to complete the cycle of his time, where? In the West. So where is this coveted West land? Good question. It is simply a myth. It don't exist like King Solomon's temple, like Jesus Christ, like some of your biblical people. They don't exist. You have to understand it's a myth, or it is actually possible to find this peace and bliss even in our own time. This question is the object of our study, to get you to what? Know thyself. Supreme bliss, the good, by putting the work in, doing the things you need to do, and it'll happen automatically. See, you don't control that happening. You control it happening inside you by what? Doing the work. If you don't do the work, it won't happen inside you. Hence, you're the controller of your destiny. Watch this. I just showed you a picture of this guy. He got everything, okay? The plumes, sun disk. He got the scepter with everything on it. In that hand, he got like 4 hands. He got the wings. He got the tail. He got the shell. That's the scarab. Okay. Everything in here says something. It has a meaning. And it's all to teach a concept and a philosophy that you can understand. If you did, you can practice it and see how it works for you. Trust me, it works. The All God unites the attributes of Egyptian deities. For every deity they have on here, that's what they're representing. You got Khepri, the shell, showed you that. Amun, the plumes, okay? Amsu is the semen retention guy. He with the big penis. He the one got control of his lower nature. Okay? Another lesson. But that's who Amsu is. You hear that name? That's Amsu. Then you got Ra, the sun disk. That's him. The 2 plumes, symbolizing, just like the serpents, okay? The 2, anytime you see 2, it represents Aset and Nephthah. How about that? The twins. Aset and Nephthah. And the male phallus is always represent Asar. Why? He lost his, so they got a fake one. That's a fake one, okay? Dildo, the original one. All right? But with the male emphasis, that's where it comes from. But the name Nabercha, it means everything in one God. Amun, hidden spirit that controls everything. Ra, the visible aspect that sustains and everything that's controlled, sustains it during the daytime. And Ptah, the self-created one, us in the flesh, okay? He represents God coming from spirit into matter. How about that? Into human form. That's an ancient Egyptian proverb. Ain't nothing new about that. It's been around a long time, all right? Our ancient Egyptian mythology, it centers around what we start with the creation story. Start with the creation story. Everybody got what? In the beginning. You got to start with that to give an understanding. Creation of the universe. I'm going to break that down because it's coming up too. I got some of that in here too. It's going to be a good lesson. All right, but it starts with the creation. And they call it the Noon. The creation of the universe came out of what they call primeval ocean. We know it as the Noon. Total possibility. Anything can happen. It needed what? When you got that, that's called chaos. When there's no order, Mayat represents order. That's why God put Mayat in charge when he came out of the Noon. First thing he needed was, he knew, order. That's what Mayat represents. And this ocean was, again, formless, homogeneous, meaning neither male or female, and from this original essence, which is God, the supreme being, I love this, arose in the form of an all-encompassing supreme being, known as Nabercha. That's him and all his attributes, okay? He's presenting himself to you like that. Other than that, he's just spirit and consciousness. We had to put him in the form that we can study and learn, hopefully, and practice and mimic him. That's what I'm doing now. And from the original essence, Supreme Being rose out of the form of all-encompassing Supreme Being as Nabercha, the all-encompassing existence. Once he came from invisibility to let there be light, to from spirit to matter. That's where we are now. That's the Trinity of God. By himself is just him. Ain't nothing else going on. So he got to produce things so stuff can happen. Beautiful story. All right. But he's all-encompassing. That's why he came into existence so that what? He was called Panetta, the supreme being, Nebercha, as an androgynous, formless being. Again, he didn't have no physical form. So God can't be an image. We can't be his image in form, only in consciousness and spirit. Do that make sense? Sorry. However, Nebercha received what? Many symbolical names. He told you, I would be known by a myriad of names, and that's fine. He doesn't follow with that. And forms. He's showing you nature. Forms throughout the vast ancient Egyptian history. The Nebercha also is known as Panetta, the father of gods, the distinguishing the supreme divinity from his Neteru. He's up here, Neteru's down here. Breaking down for you the gods and goddesses, we call them, which all symbolizes cosmic power through which the supreme being manifests. He had to make things impossible. He uttered things into existence so that he could have what? Time and space and create what he wants to create. Many forms were associated with the supreme divinity. The circle, everything in it is his, of him. But these included both male and female forms were associated, male and female forms. Thus, the ancient Egyptian gods, male Asar and Amun, who were male, okay, were also known as Nebercha, the ancient Nebercha, the source of creation, and in order to engender creation, here we go, let's go. The idea is the male, Nebercha transformed into Trinity, hidden, seen, manifest. Amen, Ra, Ptah, that's the God. This signifies that from a self-existing, singular, one, formless mass of spirit and consciousness, we call it the Noon, or the primeval ocean, the phenomenal universe consisting of objects with forms that have been given names, arises from our study. We now will use the words supreme divinity or supreme being, Panetta or Nebercha, excuse me, God, the divine self, and the self, interchangeable. Any one of those names will still signify God. That's what he's saying. Okay, so whatever name you call him, that's fine. To the same, we will use it interchangeable to refer to what? The same supreme spirit. Hope you understand. I'm a little excited. It seems easy to me, but I guess other people might be a little hard to comprehend or understand. I just showed you a picture here. Boy, I love to break all this down. But this showing you, he got all the beasts. He's standing on 7 of them under here, okay? He's animals here. He controlling what? He's showing you he got control over nature. But he's also what? An old man. Okay? That's wisdom over years, okay? Understand the concept. They laid it all out for you. He got a whole bunch of stuff going on there, all right? But I just showed you a picture. In the later period, this is later on, the depiction of the Nebercha, the all-God Nebercha, encompassing all of the aspects of the other divinities inside himself, in control of nature as symbolized by the 7 animals encircled by the serpent and the ones being held in the left hand. 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to take out that. I was sweating like a pig, like a runaway slave up here. All right, feel a little bit better. I'm more comfortable. Back to the lesson. Sorry about that. But when we talked about, I just showed you the picture of the new concept of God. But the idea is that the teachings of Nebercha, Amen Ra Ptah, is a profound study of what mystical philosophy is all about, which encompasses the nature of creation. We try to explain to you from the beginning so that you can follow along and don't get confused, don't get off track, don't get misinterpreted. Follow the process. It works, trust me. The creation, the nature of creation and the divinity and the origins and the destiny of what? Human life. We are here as human beings for a purpose. Oh, why am I here? Why am I? Okay. My mom and dad got together. Had the pleasure, created me. That's another life that they had to what? Take care of, raise, and put in the position. Because what? He's going to go on, he's going to create some more life. That's the concept of life. And what we're here for? Oh, to procreate? One of them, be fruitful, multiply. But to know thyself. Why? That's the only way you can go home. They didn't tell you that part. We know that part. We emphasize that part. That's the profound part about doing what we do. Why? To get home. We here for experience. The physical body ain't eternal. It ain't immortal. It's physical. It's going to expire. Your job while you're in it is to what? Get conscious of who you are. Moving on. I hope that's making clear. I got making that drive that point home. It involves a daily study of every makeup of the human heart consciousness. This thing right here and this thing up here got to become one. And the way to do that towards realizing the greatest goal of human existence is to know thyself. That's it. Rich and famous don't mean damn thing. Excuse me. Thus, to believe, if you believe that our ancient Egyptian mythologies and mystical religion concepts is just merely fictitious nonsense about some mystical characters, is to be entirely missed the most important teaching in the book about the purpose of human life. If you don't understand or you don't know, you need to ask somebody. Don't just make it up. Some of us choose to do that. And I got a problem with, how could you have an idea about something you don't know? Go get knowledge. You ain't got to make it up. Wrapping it up. Excuse me. But when you deal with the purpose of human life, we really need to understand that. And they try to tell you, been telling you for years, the purpose of human life and the supreme goal of human existence. Just come here and have fun. Yeah, don't worry, you'll be back. That's the cycle. That's the endless loop. I've been seeing guys now talking about the soul thieves, the earth with the prison, all that, because they try to explain to you, unless you wake up, become conscious, you stuck here. You can't leave here. You're going to reincarnate. You're going to keep reincarnating until what? You become conscious of who you are. So at the day when it's judged to see how you live, you pass the judgment, ding, 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 ding. You stop the cycle. Get out the matrix. Get off the ride. Whatever you want to call it, how you want to look at it. But it's the work that you had to put in to make that happen for yourself. And nobody can do it for you. That's the caveat. Okay, a lot of people miss the boat. And that's okay. Why? You get a chance to do it again. When the goal of human existence, hear me again, the goal of everybody who comes here in the human form is to become spiritually enlightened, aka know thyself, and the discovery of the nature of God. You have your own understanding of God. We're just presenting a few different variations. You pick one. The Jews did perfect. They chose Yahweh and they've been riding it ever since and ain't missed a beat. So they don't give a damn about Ra. They don't give a damn about Amun. None of them. Why? They got their own. I got mine, my Egyptian right thing philosophy. I got that. I don't need no other religion. I don't need no other philosophy. I got one. That's what I'm trying to show you. If you're a good Christian, you don't need no other religion. Why? You got one. Simple. I understand that. Sorry. I get a little excited. All right, let me take it home, get out this lesson. So let me wrap this up. In ancient Egyptian religion means you practice it every day. That's all it means. To practice what you profess every day, be it dogma, philosophy, don't make a difference. Okay, so yeah, ancient Egyptian religion developed over a period, you ready? 10,000 years. Sorry. If we counting back from 10,000, right? And that's what we did. Records, everything right there. But they give you information from what? 3100 BCE. Where's the other 6,000 years? They don't know about it. Why? They wasn't around. They can't tell you something they don't know. Perfect example. They can't teach you this. They don't know this. They took it and made the other stuff off it, but this is the real deal. Sorry, I get excited. All right, let me go. Let me get this. This was a drug. This is pure cocaine. This is the real stuff. Okay, I'm getting it to you pure, no cut. So if you can't handle it, that's not my fault. Don't buy it. Don't do it. It's free-based. Don't do it. It'll rip you up. Okay, but again, the philosophy, ancient Egyptian religion developed over a period of 10,000 years. Y'all just getting track of 3,100 BCE. Okay, moving on. But it's been around 10,000 years. Each segment of the fourfold system of what they call mystical philosophy, and the fourfold is nurture. That's where you go when it's all said and done. Okay, that's the final stop. He's where you want to get to. Why? He put you here. In the form of, where we at? Amun. That's the hidden spirit that we know about, and that's in us. That's us connecting us to that God. So when we come in light with Ra, physical form, to sustain the light of the world, control again, he has his aspect of being God. And Ptah, that's us in the flesh. What? Utter himself into existence. We can speak. Heka, words of power. We can create from our heart and our mind and manifest. That's what Ptah represents. That's the image that we're in. Not a moon, not the virtue, not Ra. We ain't no damn sunshine. We are self-creators. Hope that made sense to you. I just came up with that idea on the fly. Okay, so, but watch this. This is not good. Sorry about that, right, thinkers? But I see the clock. I see the time. I'm going to shut it down right here and finish up on the ancient Egyptian religion, we know developed over thousands of years. Again, 10,000 to be exact. And it is known by the Greeks as Heliopolis, or the city of the sun. The preceding symbol of the supreme divinity was known as there was Ra, thing in the sky. I'm going to break down the next lesson, but right now, I'm going to shut it down, right, thinkers, and close it. May you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I've never known my right thinkers who starting to understand and learn about God have passed away. I'll be right back.